Hello everyone, welcome back to our Publish Your Own Library series. So today we will give a bit of love to the README of that library. So I'll show you how to convey information efficiently and concisely. So yeah, README is often left aside by software engineers, and how many headaches did you get when you want to use the library, but there's no instructions at all. It's really frustrating. So I'll show you with a template, a canvas, and then we'll fill it up together. I encourage you to watch the previous videos if you haven't, because otherwise you won't understand much which kind of information we are filling up. And as usual, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe to support the channel. If you enjoyed that mini-series so far, let me know in the comments if you have any question. And first and foremost, enjoy the video and hope you learned something. Alright, so we are on the GitHub page. As you can see, our README is really miserable. We don't know, a user doesn't know how to use that, so we will fix that up. So here I'm coming back to my IDE. So README is usually readme.md, which stands for markdown. So we will use the markdown syntax. If you want to know more about it, I invite you to read the documentation, but it's really straightforward syntax. So hashtag means title, so first hashtag is one level, second hashtag is second level, and so on and so on. So here what I'm writing right now on the screen is just like a very basic template that you can use for your own README. So you have the name of your package, then about what it is, the usage, how do you use it, then how to install your library with the prerequisite and the command, then contributing, the license, and how to contact you if someone has a question or there's a bug or an issue or someone wants to sponsor you. Okay, so starting with about, so it's very straightforward. So you can just say what is it about. So in our case, we just created a library to display an ASCII tree with Go, and it was for education purpose. So I mean, we were very serious, but it's not like a production system or whatsoever. Here I'm just putting an acknowledgement because that person Tuffin gave me the idea for the design pattern and the library. Obviously the implementation is very different, but it's really nice to just giving him a tribute for the idea. Here we can put a nice ASCII trees if someone just bumped into our GitHub page and see ASCII tree and doesn't know what it is about. So there you go. So triple backtick, and triple backtick will give you a code snippet, and you can precise on the first lot of backtick which kind of language it is. So I just declared a shell language. Shell is just like a terminal language, so it's not doing much, but you could have left it blank. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so here just the library. Just a refresher if you forgot. It's just like we have a printer and a dot printer function. So here I'm just gonna write a little bit of Go code, so then we can copy paste that into the README, like almost like a fast food. A user can just copy paste that code and make it work in its own application. Here I'm just using the Timber dash example package that we created a few weeks ago to create just like a few branches and a leaf, just to illustrate the purpose of the library. So leaf, label, leaf. We can put a bunch of leaves and can have another branch just to display our nice pipes, if you remember. I can put the leaf, actually it's better if we put the leaf last, so then you will have those straight pipes to display. Nope, not here, that's the constructor, so it needs to be in the print function. There you go. So print dot tree, but then it's gonna complain that b0 is no longer used, so we can just print b0, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're not handling the error, that's okay. We don't need that, so we can copy paste that into the README. So as usage, it can understand Go. So there you go. So we just copy paste the Go snippet. Okay. Actually, you can do even better. As I was saying, you can just fully paste your main program, so then someone can just copy paste. So I'm just gonna trim all of that. That's okay to lose it because we exported all of that in timber-example, so that's not a problem. There you go. Okay, so if we run that, it should output our tree, and then we can just copy paste that into the README as well. So there you go. Closing the output, then we can put a shell again. There you go. So if you remember, we provided a default printer constructor, but we also provided like a fully custom printer if the user wants to provide its own print and result aggregator function. So we can specify that into the README. There you go. So just gonna grab the printer function really. So then it does carry the function signatures, so that's alright. If the reader is curious, it can look for them. That's alright. Okay, so that's a usage. Reconcile, really clear. So installation, so it's just that how to install your library and which kind of which version of Go are you using. So you can just simply copy paste your the result of the Go version command. It's just printing the Go version of your machine. That's alright. So then here I'm just telling people that I've been developing that library under Go 0.19. And now to install it, you just do a go get with the name of the package, the address of the package, so that's fine. And here, oh yeah, I created subsections for those. There you go. Okay, so prerequisite was the Go version, and then the command to install was just the go get command. Okay. Contributing, so people might want to extend or correct some bugs for your library, so you can just let them know that you're happy to fork the repo, then create another branch, and then open a pull request. That's totally fine. License, so you want your software, your library to be open to modification or being used under control. So here you can go on choosealicense.com. so you have many different types of licenses. So I'm just gonna use a MIT license, which is the most permissive one, and so here on GitHub I can directly add one and click on choose a template and then MIT license. So you can read if you want, but that's very simple. That's just a license, really. So here I can commit the file. There you go. So actually it's about to create a pull request. It's okay, so I can just create a pull request and then just merge it. That's not a problem. So just using GitHub UI, create a pull request, and that's okay. And then just merging it with the buttons. Good. So then if I go back to the code, I should have a license now. So the code is licensed and it's all good. Okay, so going back to the IDE, the last step is the contact. So it's just in case someone needs to contact you about the library, so you can leave an email, you can leave your Instagram. In my case, I do have a Twitter for that, YouTube channel, so I'm just gonna leave the Twitter address and someone can just tweet to me. That's fine. So I invite you to follow the Twitter as well. You might find some useful information, and I'm usually sending updates on Twitter as well, so you're more than welcome to follow and ask any question. And then last step, you can just commit that README. It's fine, and then push. So then if you go back to the it's just because we made a change on the UI, so I need to rebase. That's okay. So then you can see the license is now there, and then if you go back to, I need to refresh, go back to the GitHub. There you go. So you have your beautiful README with all the necessary informations. How to use it, how to install it, contributing, license, and contact. There you go. Alright, so hope you enjoyed that video. So not so much Golang, not so much coding, but more about how to have a really robust library. So it's been a journey, isn't it? So we started with the code, then test, and automated deployment, and then properly versioning your library, and now we reach how to write a README. So you can question me and ask me why are we doing that. But if you're a software engineer, maybe you're not a software engineer, maybe you're a software developer or whatever, you're not here to bash a keyboard and just write some line of codes which might just work. You're here to craft a piece of software and then explain how it can work and document it properly for yourself or for your colleagues or your team. So that's very important. So obviously the README, the canvas, the template I gave you today, maybe you could think about adding something else, or you can add some tweak or putting some pictures or some emoji or whatever, make it pretty. That's totally fine. But to me, when I write a README in my company, I usually have those essential bullet points usually. So hope that's useful for you. As I just said, leave me any comments if you think that something, other elements should be there, or if you question the process or whatever. I'm happy to have a discussion with you. Alright, so happy coding and see you next week. Bye.